We handle it every day. It passes into a vending machine, or it's tucked away for a rainy day. Cash is a fundamental part of our global economy, a symbol of trust and value. But what happens when that trust is broken? What happens when the money in your hand is not real? This is the world of counterfeit currency, a hidden industry operating in the shadows. A world of deception where criminals try to replicate one of the most protected products on Earth. The problem is far more significant than a few fake bills. It's a direct assault on economic stability. Counterfeiting has existed as long as currency has. Ancient Roman coins made of cheaper metals. Hand-drawn bills in colonial America. Today the stakes are higher. Our global economy depends on the free flow of the US dollar, the euro, the British pound. When fake versions of these notes enter circulation, they erode public confidence. They can be used to fund illicit activities, drug trafficking, terrorism. This isn't just an issue for banks or governments. The threat of counterfeit money affects everyone. Understanding the threat is the first step. The story of counterfeit money is a journey into a criminal underworld. It involves sophisticated technology, intricate global networks, a relentless cat-and-mouse game between forgers and authorities. The fight to stop counterfeit currency is a fight to preserve trust, and that trust is more fragile than we think. Creating convincing counterfeit money is both an art and a science. It is a meticulous process that aims to replicate the complex security features embedded in modern banknotes. Historically, counterfeiters used large, expensive offset printing presses. The process involves creating printing plates for each color on a bill. Those plates transfer ink onto paper in successive layers, slowly building the image of a genuine note. In the digital age, however, the barrier to entry has lowered dramatically. High-resolution scanners, sophisticated inkjet printers. The image is then manipulated in photo editing software like Photoshop to clean and enhance details. The counterfeiter prints the front, prints the back, then glues the sheets together. The true challenge lies in duplicating security features. Watermarks. Images embedded in the paper, visible when held to light. Security threads. Thin strips often visible under UV light. Color-shifting ink. Changes hue when tilted. Microprinting. Tiny text nearly impossible to read unaided. Genuine currency isn't standard wood pulp paper. It's made from cotton fibers and linen fibers. That blend creates a crisp, durable feel, unlike flimsy office printer paper. Others bleach smaller bills. A $1 note, a $5 note. Then print a $100 design onto the wash paper. This bypasses paper and watermark challenges, producing a deceptive washed note. Once counterfeit money is produced, the next challenge is getting it into circulation without getting caught. This is where distribution networks come into play. The manufacturer, the plant produces millions of fake dollars. Wholesale, notes sold in bulk to wholesalers at a fraction of face value. Example, 1 million in fakes for $100,000 to $150,000. Risk, transactions involve trusted intermediaries to hide top producers. Breakdown, wholesalers split bulk into smaller amounts for mid-level distributors. Mid to street, distributors sell to street-level criminals and gangs. Passing the counterfeit, the most dangerous step. Direct public interaction. The internet revolution, the dark web has changed sales and distribution. Listings, sellers post high-resolution photos and customer reviews. Offer, various currencies, multiple denominations, different quality levels. Cheap inkjet fakes to high-quality supernotes. Payments, buyers use Bitcoin or Monero for anonymity. Shipping, fake bills sent via regular mail, hidden in books, DVD cases. Anyone with a computer and crypto can order fakes to their doorstep. Smurfs. Individuals use fakes at gas stations, fast food restaurants, at busy retail stores where employees are less likely to scrutinize each bill. Laundering, buy a cheap item, get large real change, convert fake to real cash. Decentralized model, makes it much harder for authorities to trace and dismantle sources. One of the most infamous counterfeiting schemes in history was not the work of a criminal syndicate, but of a nation-state. During World War II, Nazi Germany orchestrated a massive operation to destabilize the British economy by flooding it with forged banknotes. The plan was codenamed Operation Bernhard, masterminded by SS Major Bernhard Kruger. He assembled a team of expert Jewish prisoners, printers, artists, bankers, engravers. They were housed in isolated special barracks and forced to work on the largest counterfeiting operation ever. The level of detail and precision was staggering. They reverse-engineered every aspect of the British pound note: rag paper, watermarks, engraved printing plates, the serial numbering system. After months of painstaking work, they succeeded. The forgeries were so perfect they were considered the most dangerous ever produced. Even the Bank of England struggled to tell them apart from real notes. The Nazis produced an estimated 134 million pounds sterling. The original plan was to airdrop the notes over the UK to trigger hyperinflation. Instead, the forgeries funded strategic operations, intelligence operations, spies abroad. As the war closed in 1945, Nazis tried to destroy all evidence. Printing equipment and caches were dumped into Lake Toplitz, Austria. In the 1950s, divers began recovering chests of forged currency from the lake. Those recoveries confirmed the scale and success of Operation Bernhard. The legacy is a chilling reminder that currency can be a front line in global conflict. In the late 1980s, law enforcement agencies around the world began to encounter a new and particularly dangerous type of counterfeit U.S. currency. It was a fake $100 bill of such exceptional quality it earned a chilling nickname, the superdollar. Printed with intaglio, the same raised ink process used by the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Paper nearly a perfect cotton linen match, watermark flawlessly copied, security thread flawlessly copied. For years, these notes slipped through banks and detection machines. The origin of the superdollar was subject to intense debate and investigation for over 2 decades. The complexity and cost led U.S. intelligence officials to conclude it could only be the work of a state-sponsored actor. The evidence pointed overwhelmingly toward North Korea, believed produced by Division 39, used to fund its government and military programs. The superdollars were allegedly distributed through North Korean embassies, diplomatic pouches, giving the operation a global reach with minimal risk. The circulation of the superdollar posed a serious threat to the integrity of the US dollar, which serves as the world's primary reserve currency. If international confidence in the dollar were to falter, the economic consequences would be catastrophic. The US government took the threat very seriously. The Secret Service launched extensive investigations to trace the source of the notes. The US Treasury was forced to undertake a complete redesign of its currency, introducing a new series starting in 1996. With advanced security features like color-shifting ink, larger off-center portraits. The era of the classic superdollar began to wane in the mid-2000s. It forced one of the world's most powerful countries to spend billions redesigning its currency, all because of a piece of paper that was just too good to be true. Not all master counterfeiters are backed by governments. Some are simply brilliant criminals. Arthur Williams Jr. was one of them. Growing up in Chicago, Williams learned the art of counterfeiting from his father, soon surpassing his mentor. Williams did not rely on massive, expensive presses. He pioneered techniques using commercially available equipment, meticulously tweaking and perfecting his process, until he could produce a nearly flawless fake $100 bill. He was obsessed with getting every detail right, from the paper's texture to the ink's specific shade of green. Williams's genius was deconstructing the 1996 series US $100 bill, specifically designed to be counterfeit-proof. He discovered that by using a specific type of architectural drawing paper and a unique combination of inks. His most significant breakthrough was figuring out how to mimic the color-shifting ink using special pearlescent paint from auto body shops, applying it with a small brush to each individual note. For nearly a decade, Art Williams printed an estimated $10 million in high-quality counterfeit currency. He sold his fakes to a small, trusted circle of friends and associates, who then introduced the money into circulation. Williams lived a lavish lifestyle funded by his criminal enterprise, but his obsession with perfection was also his undoing. He was so proud of his work that he couldn't resist talking about it. His boasting eventually reached the ears of law enforcement, leading to an intense investigation by the U.S. Secret Service. In 2002, the Secret Service finally closed in, raiding his home and uncovering his entire operation. He was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to federal prison. After his release, Williams claimed to have gone straight, even assisting law enforcement by sharing his knowledge. His case proves that even with advanced technology, the human element of ingenuity and obsession remains a powerful force. The fight against counterfeit money is a relentless, multifaceted effort led by specialized law enforcement agencies around the world. In the United States, the primary responsibility falls to the U.S. Secret Service, originally created in 1865 with over 150 years of experience. Their mission is twofold: to investigate and arrest counterfeiters, and to work proactively with central banks and technology companies to develop more secure currency designs. The investigation of a counterfeit case is a methodical process. When fake bills are discovered, they are sent to a forensic laboratory. Experts examine the notes under high-powered microscopes, analyzing the paper, ink, printing method. They look for unique identifiers, tiny flaws, specific chemical signatures that can link different batches. Investigators try to trace the money backward from where it was passed, interviewing cashiers, reviewing surveillance footage, using undercover operations to infiltrate distribution networks, hoping to work their way up the chain. International cooperation is essential. Organizations like Interpol facilitate intelligence sharing between police forces. Joint task forces combining Secret Service, FBI, and local police from other nations dismantle transnational rings. These operations can take years of patient investigation across multiple jurisdictions. Another key strategy is public education, teaching cash-handling professionals and the general public how to spot a fake. They promote simple detection methods such as the feel, look, tilt technique. Feel, by feeling the texture of the paper. Look, by looking for watermarks against the light. Tilt, by tilting the note to check for color-shifting ink. Anyone can perform a quick check. An educated public acts as the first line of defense. When more people can identify a fake bill at the point of transaction, it becomes much more difficult and risky for criminals to circulate their illicit currency, disrupting their business model at its most vulnerable point. The damage caused by counterfeit money extends far beyond the face value of the fake bills themselves, creating a ripple effect that touches individuals, businesses, entire national economies. For individuals, if you unknowingly accept a counterfeit bill, the bank will confiscate it and you will be out the money. There is no reimbursement. For small businesses operating on thin margins, when they accept counterfeit currency, they suffer a double loss. They lose the face value of the fake bill and the value of the merchandise they provided. To protect themselves, businesses invest in expensive detection equipment and staff training, adding to operational costs. Large-scale counterfeiting operations can undermine economic stability by increasing the money supply without corresponding economic value. This can lead to inflation, devaluing real money held by every citizen and eroding public confidence. If people begin to distrust money, they may be less willing to accept it, leading to economic slowdown. Counterfeit money is often used by organized crime groups to finance drug trafficking, human trafficking, and arms smuggling. Terrorist organizations use counterfeiting to fund activities, creating money without generating legitimate revenue. Every fake bill contributes to a larger ecosystem of global crime and instability, threatening our safety and security. The battle against counterfeit money is a war that can never truly be won, only continuously fought, driven by the fundamental nature of currency itself. It is a dynamic technological arms race. As governments introduce sophisticated security features, counterfeiters work to defeat them. The rise of digital currencies presents new challenges and opportunities. A shift from physical cash could reduce counterfeit banknotes. However, criminal focus will shift to hacking financial systems, creating fake digital wallets, exploiting new technologies. Despite digital trends, billions still rely on cash. It remains anonymous, requires no technology, and works when power is out. Law enforcement must continue to innovate, collaborate across borders, and educate the public to stay ahead of counterfeiters. Ultimately, the fight against counterfeit money is a fight to protect trust. The value of currency is in our collective belief. Counterfeiting attacks the very foundation of that belief, threatening our finances, businesses, and economies. That is why the silent war waged in forensic labs and financial systems must be fought day after day to safeguard the trust that holds our world together.